will be starting shortly. Alexa, stop. Welcome back, class. It's 3 years past since I seen Roanoke last. Can it be 1590? A New World English settlement founded by Walter Raleigh. Returned to England, said that I'd be back again, but I was delayed 'cause the war with Spain. Oh, I see the shore right over there. Wanna hold my granddaughter Virginia there. That's weird, it's clear, nothing to show. Where's Roanoke? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I can't find my colony no more. Where'd it go? Roanoke, it was here 3 years before. Were they killed or with the natives stay? Or try to sail home? What does Croatoan mean anyway? Welcome back, class. I don't know why I have these headphones in, but it is MrBettsClass live from quarantine. I've been cooped up in this room for weeks now, and I said, you know what? Let's get ourselves a guitar. Let's do some of the songs that we all know and love. Let's get through this distant learning. Let's get through this weird time. Let's get through Corona together. All right. So I bet a lot of you know that one, Roanoke over there. Let's talk about our beginnings as a country. By the way, a lot of these songs in the last week, totally had to reteach myself. Some of them I've never played on guitar before, so you have to bear with me. But we have Roanoke, the first fail of the English colonies. But as we know, you will have 13 successes. We will be part of England, and as a part of England, we will be drawn into a lot of conflicts. This is perhaps the biggest one, and the one that I think really starts off the American Revolution. So let's take a look at it. Now this is a story about France and England and how the 7 Years' War really began, but not in 1756, but in 54, in a colonial conflict called the French and Indian War. To the west of English colonies, Ohio, river valleys, where we all wanted to go. Had a little problem, so Washington was sent to the territories to get rid of the French, but he was outnumbered and he started to flee. Even got captured for necessity. Representatives met and told Ben Franklin that we refuse to unite for your Albany Plan of Union. So as we fought the French, the Indians joined in, all because of what landed stealing jerks we had been. Things were looking grim until old William Pitt said war costs, forget it, England will pay for it. At the Treaty of Paris, France said au revoir to most of its land in North America. Colonists happy and they want to explore the land they had won in the French and Indian War. Yeah, so in my opinion, the French and Indian War is what really kicks off the American Revolution. They want to explore the land they just got. Proclamation of 1763 says, nope, you can't do that. Also, we start getting these new taxes to pay for the debt of the French and Indian War. Before you know it, you got a bunch of people up in New England that are very mad and they're not going to take it anymore. I like to dedicate this next song specifically out to all of my students and also out to my class 8 students. I had promised them that this year, if they got a talent show going, I would get all the teachers to learn how to play it. It was by far their favorite song. That's not going to happen, so I hope this is a good second. We'll march to Lexington, then Concord, 'cause those patriots are stockpiling their weapons that we've heard. We've had enough of traitors of this treason. Tonight we're capturing those rebel scum. On Pole River, going to Lexington. Gonna warn the regulars they're coming for Sam Adams. And Hank got 2 lanterns when they come by sea. So I be riding hard on my horse, Brown Beauty. April 1975, as the dawn is breaking, we're looking alive. I'm Captain John Parker, these are Minutemen, standing tall, unafraid on the commons. I've had it with these militias, acting like they don't have a royal ruler. You better lay your arms down, you villain rebels. Wait, who shot them or us? Fire at will. Shot around the world, and it's on now. Lexington and Concord, shot heard around the world. And it's on now, Lexington and Concord, shot heard around the world. And it's on now, Lexington and Concord, shot heard around the world. And it's on now, Lexington and Concord, 8 Minutemen dead, killed by guns and bayonets, and the rest of us fled. Brits continue marching ahead, we came to Concord. For the weapons they have stored, most of it has moved. So we're headed back to Boston. Militiamen from all over Massachusetts gathering at the North Bridge for the British. As the lobster back to Boston, we be shooting them, just look at them run. How a colonist straight kicking our bum. More waiting for us back in Lexington. Everywhere we turn and they shooting at us. They got us on the run, hurry to Boston. Shot around the world, and it's on now. Lexington and Concord, shot around the world. And it's on now. Lexington and Concord, shot around the world. And it's on now. Lexington and Concord, shot around the world. And it's on now. Lexington and Concord. Boston, Mass. Says, tell His Majesty, we've had it with this third-rate monarchy, and we mean business. American Revolution, finally it has begun. American Revolution, finally it has begun. All right. So that was Lexington and Concord. I hope you guys are having a good time. It kind of seems like my chat little menu has frozen up. Oh, is there even more? Oh, yep. I'm sure you guys are doing stuff in the chat. I just can't kind of see it right now. So I'm sorry if I can't respond to it. But a lot of people did respond to Lexington and Concord. This pushed a lot of people over the edge. Some people, though, they were not convinced. So you needed somebody to come out to really convince them that, Independence is what we actually need. And we did have somebody, a very talented writer, ex-tax collector from England. You might know him. His name was Thomas Paine, and his pamphlet was Common Sense. You might know England, it was my home, but I be colony, that's me since 7'4". I live liberty, I love freedom. It's about time the colonies go on their own. And now with Lexington and Concord, people yearning to be free. They need that plain truth that emits when my pen drops. Ooh, I be publishing my pamphlet in a style that sexistly argues that the British oppression, it must stop. Government's alright when it's what we chose, but it's a crime when tyrants impose, and they rule with worthless bros. It's injustice. The colonies should be free, and that's common sense, yeah. Don't you want your liberty and independence? Come on, if I need to convince you, you should read my pamphlet. Ain't lying to you, I'm just common sense. And what independence? It's common sense, yeah. It's common sense, yeah. Ooh, it's something terrible when a tyrant becomes a king, 'cause he's the son of the old ruler. I can't condone a monarchy that is not constitutional. Do we even need old silly England and with them their enemies? If we were our own country, the wars would stop. Ooh, we'd be killing it with commerce, moving up economically, make a king for democratic government swap. But never has nature let it be so that satellites be larger than those primary planets. That's not how it goes. That's unnatural. The colonies should be free, and that's common sense, yeah. Don't you want your liberty and independence? Come on, if I need to convince you, you should read my pamphlet. Ain't lying to you, I'm just common sense and want independence. It's common sense, yeah. It's common sense, want independence. It's common sense, yeah. It's common sense, yeah. All right. Oh, that was fun. That's one of my favorite videos that I ever made, mainly because using my sister as my camerawoman, I got to go all over New York. Little fun fact, when I was doing it, I only had headphones in, so nobody else could hear the songs that I was actually dancing around to in that video, so I looked especially crazy. I want to point out, I want to point out these guys over here. These are some of my top supporters over on Patreon. A lot of them are teachers that want to see me be able to continue to make these videos, that want to support MrBettsClass. There's a link down in the description if you wanted to do the same. That would be fantastic. If not, don't worry about it. These are hard times for everybody. But yeah, there are different perks. Some of the perks are getting your name on the end of every video like this. So if you're interested, go down below, patreon.com/MrBettsClass. Let's get back. I'll tell you right now, this is the song that I am the most wary about. I'm going to try to just reload the chat really quick because I want to see what you guys are saying. So let's like pop this out here. Okay, pop out chat. Let's see if we can put it back over here. Oh, live chat is unavailable. Oh boy, what happened that live chat is unavailable? I hope you guys can actually have it. And not me. I hope nobody was like such a bad boy that it stopped. That would be bad. Still unavailable? Or are you gonna? Oh, there we go. All right, so I can see you guys again. That is fantastic. I like to see your reaction to it. Ooh, we got a lot of middle schools. Was that kind of new? Wow, the chat's going by so quickly. This is awesome. Okay, so yeah, this song is the one that I am most nervous to play. So if I If I get jumbled up on the words, please forgive me. But now that we have fought the revolution, we have our own government. We have our own country. We have a government, the Articles of Confederation. But I think we could do better than that. The Articles of Confederation, they be giving us such frustration, yeah. Limits feel like strangulation, oh yeah. Oh, we must meet up in Philadelphia, close the windows and lock the doors. We the people of the U.S. in order to form a more perfect union, provide for the defense, see justice ain't denied, promote the general welfare of all our lives. Oh yeah, and to promote the domestic tranquility and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Ordain this Constitution, splitting up the government into 3 branches: executive, judicial, and the legislative, separating powers and ensuring balance. Constitution, building on the concepts of the Magna Carta. Locke, Voltaire, and Baron Montesquieu above, but still Maine Madison is called his father. What's it say? Article 1 about the Congress, House, and Senate. They regulate and tax, declare war, light and laws with the elastic clause, necessary and proper, baby. President, executive are Article 2. 3's about the judicial branch. Both of these parts are brand new. Article 4's about relation between the states and nation. 5 cover new amendment and their ratification. 6 is saying federal law will be supreme. 7 says to make it real, 9 states will have to agree. Checks and balances ensure no branches growing too strong. Court declares unconstitutional what it thinks is wrong. If a law ain't good, the president can veto. Congress can override, impeach, and see to federalist papers. 85 to make ya want this constitution. Probably it's a faker. It's really Hamilton, John Jay, and Madison. Still there is one thing I can't have feeling is missing. Oh yeah, Constitution will pass, promise to have a Bill of Rights. 10 amendments, I could talk about them all night. Wanna know them, stick around, you will be alright. Constitution, Delaware's the first state to ratify. New Hampshire is 9th, now it's bona fide. And the new plan takes effect nationwide. Huzzah! A living document, it's meant to adapt to the times. 27 amendments so far. 1 repeal cause it went too far. Prohibition, prohibition, baby. Representative democracy ensures the people are the real source of power, and the country remains ours. Constitution, we the people wanted a more perfect union. Founding fathers gave up with this great solution. Plan of government we are still using. Constitution. Oh boy, looks like we got through that enough. Woo, that one's out of the way. Ha ha. Yeah, Despacito 2, otherwise known as the Constitution Song. All right, so if you notice in the song, we had a lot of support for the Constitution, but it just seemed like there was something missing. Just seemed like something to make sure that this new, stronger federal government wasn't going to overstep its boundaries. Maybe something that they had in England, maybe we should have here. So they told everybody, let's just ratify it. And there were a bunch of people, these anti-federalists, that said, I'm not there yet. It needs something else. Well, if I sign this, well, I know you're gonna be the one who's telling me how to pray. Well, if I sign this, well, I know you're gonna take the right of free speech and petition away. And if I sign this, well, I know that you will not be able to leave my guns alone. And if I sign this, I know trust you I just cannot trust you on quota in my home. 'Cause I don't trust your Constitution, and I think it needs something more, like a Bill of Rights to stop the government from trying to take more. If I sign this, Yes, I know you're gonna search, you're gonna seize me up without probable cause. And if I sign this, you'll make me self-incriminate or be deprived without the due process of laws. And when I sign this, well, I know that any trial I'm in will carry on for years. And if I sign, well, I know to say goodbye to any jury of my peers. I don't trust your Constitution, and I think it needs something more, like a Bill of Rights to stop the government from trying to take more. Won't sign it until a Bill of Rights is added to the plan. Won't sign it, I won't sign it. Well, only then I'll approve the Constitution. Well, if I sign this, well, I know that you'll be cruel and unusual if you have to punish me. And if I sign this, well, I know you're gonna say you've listed all my liberties. And when I sign this, well, I know you're gonna think that unclaimed rights belong to you. So I won't sign this, and you better go create something that protects us from you. Go create something that protects us from you. 'Cause I don't trust your Constitution, and I think it needs something more, like a Bill of Rights to stop the government from trying to take more. Won't sign it, I won't sign it, until a Bill of Rights is added to the plan. Won't sign it, I won't sign it. Well, only then I'll approve the Constitution. All right, and the Constitution did get its Bill of Rights. It did get ratified. Everybody's doing all good, right? No, because there was a major issue in the Constitution that was not settled. It actually started about an 80-year tradition of kicking this issue down the road for the next guy to deal with. That issue was, of course, slavery, an issue that all throughout the 1800s became increasingly towards the forefront. Oh, before we go any further, a weird segue here, just want to let you know, this is the official MrBettsClass shirt. I actually have a couple of shirts there at my store at redbubble.com/people/MrBettsClass. A link should also be down in the description. I mean, come on. How else do you celebrate, your digital learning, your quarantine corona semester without a MrBettsClass shirt? So you can get them down there. But getting back to it, yeah, a lot of people, they just refused to put up with what was going on in the country. And some of them took matters into their own hands. It got a little bit violent. And one of those people was this guy. I just can't stand slavery. It is a sin to me. Until the slaves are free of their chains, I will stay enraged. I've heard Truth and Garrison speak of abolition. Underground railroads, great, it's a start, so I did my part. But with the horrible compromise of 1850, Kansas, Nebraska act letting popular sovereignty decide if those states will end up free or pro-slavery. But ruffians must watch out, oh, slavery must be through. I'll do what I must do. At Potawatomi Creek, I'll sneak up and run them through. Free soilers are my crew, it's what God wants me to do. Bleeding Kansas, so be it, slavery, it must be through. Still, slavery persists, but in Massachusetts, I got my secret 6 backing plans for my violence. Victory in Kansas, and all I hear is freedom, freedom, but not for the slaves of the South, cause their masters still beat them. If slavery is to end, one thing's for sure, We gotta fight it like we fight a war. Start a rebellion by invading Harper's Ferry and seize the weapons that are stored there in the armory. Called for thousands of men, but just 21 will join me. A saner man might have just thought twice. Ooh, slavery must be through. Got the guns we need to go farm to farm and arm the slaves so they can rebel too. Wait, we're surrounded, crew. Farmers malicious too. Is that Robert E. Lee with the Marines? His raid is true. So I'm charged with murder, treason, and conspiracy. Sentenced to hang when I am found guilty. I, John Brown, am not quite certain that the crimes of this guilty land cannot be purged but with blood. Oh, I'm sorry. The abolitionist John Brown can't come to the telegram right now. Why? 'Cause he's dead. Oh, throw a F in the chat for John Brown. But yes, John Brown, his raid on Harper's Ferry, this rising sectionalism, will all come to a head at Fort Sumter and civil war will break out. Now, at first, both sides, they thought that they had a chance. The North thought they had everything they needed. The South thought that they had everything they needed, and they soon found out that this was going to be a much longer conflict than anybody had anticipated. Come on, this confederation's had enough of northern oppression. Fight for what is right, and the secession is to keep our life. That's our motivation, and we know the terrain, know the home field. This is what we need. We have the best officers, including General Lee, 'cause we're prepared for defensive war, gonna win the fight. Better with guns and horses, son, gonna win the fight. We may have less factories, but England is our trade buddy. We don't even have to win. We'll just wait till you boys give in. Come on, you have had your fun. Do you really think you're fooling anyone? You're not your own country, you're part of the Union, and I won't abide this House division. We got the greater population, like 2.5 to 1. We've got the cash for our railroads fast, admittedly you're done. Tell me what you'll do when your supplies are through and we've blocked your ports. And your president, Jefferson Davis, I heard he comes up short. In the North we still grow food. Your cash crops, well, they won't taste good. We're powered by industry. You're powered by slavery. We've got this war already won. Then how do you explain Bull Run? I ran for more than I thought before. Gonna be a long fight. The North is still here. They ain't going nowhere. Gonna be a long fight. Got the resources we need. We're fighting for liberty. Fight to preserve the Union. It's Richmond versus Washington. All right, so if you haven't already noticed that this little concert that we're doing right here, this is just going over the first half. It's just having songs from the first half of American history. Just so you know, in case you don't know, we're right at about almost 99,000 subscribers. So I thought maybe this first concert could be for the first half of American history. maybe after 100,000 subscribers, we could have a little, a second one. We could have a second one in celebration of that. So you definitely want to stick around for that, but I know what a lot of you are here to see. You're here to see if your teacher, if you were able to win for your teacher the virtual visit where I come in. I'll do like an appearance like this, but only for your class, and everybody's distance learning now, so it's easier than ever. So I went through, I took all of the different entries. There were, I think at the time that I took it, there were over almost 600 different entries for teachers. An incredible response. I'd like to thank all of the teachers that let me into their classes and that introduced me to their students. I'm glad, like, what I do here, the silliness I do here, could help make their life a little easier. But with all that being said, the winner of the Mr. BettsClass virtual visit is... Let's see, it's Ms. Dahlquist, Peyton Tryan, nominated Ms. Dahlquist of Shepherd Elementary School. So, Ms. Dahlquist, you can get in contact with me on my MrBettsClass.com site. You can go to the contact there and we can work out how you can redeem this virtual visit for your students. Again, I think... when we have our 100,000K celebration, I think, you know what? Why don't we give away another one of these virtual visits when we do that? So make sure you stay subscribed so you want to know when you can win it for your class as well, because I wouldn't be surprised if within the next week or so we hit that 100K. So I get to announce the next, concert. But that brings us all the way to the Civil War. One of the hardest conflicts, with what we're going through now, to think about like a harder conflict. But yeah, the Civil War ripped the country apart, but it was able to come back together. It was able to be one. And even before I do that segue, I just want to say it's a rough time that we're having out there, okay? I feel it, you feel it. We're going to get through this together. If we can do everything that's within our power. It was my power to have this little concert for you guys to keep your spirits up. It's probably within your power to just stay home whenever you possibly can. Follow social distancing. What we do, we don't just do for ourselves. We do for our entire community. So keep that in mind. It's going to be something that we'll remember for forever. And we want to make sure that we remember that we did what we were supposed to do. But speaking of something that we remember forever, I know at the very beginning, we did a song about the first attempt at a colony in the Americas, for England at least. That one was a failure, but I thought that it'd be a great way to end the show with a song about the first real success. Well, after Roanoke, they said you were crazy. I said I'm going off to the Jamestown Colony, located down in Chesapeake. I said, ooh, it's the Jamestown Colony. The Virginia Company sent the Susan Constant Discovery, and Godspeed to start a colony. This would be Virginia if it didn't kill ya. Nobody worked, everyone looking for gold, till John Smith stood up and said, oh, don't you dare prospect and think you'll eat for free. There are no free rides in the Jamestown Colony. If you don't work, you'll go hungry. I said, ooh, it's the Jamestown Colony. Disease and starvation were problems, and Powhatan Native Americans, they were wary of these Europeans. They took Smith and staged an execution. But John was saved by Princess Pocahontas. Powhatan had made his point. John Smith and Powhatan, they both had to agree. They both wanted peace in the Jamestown Colony. The though their trust was never complete. I say, ooh, it's the Jamestown Colony. The starving times, 1609 until 10, most of the colonists died. But if you did survive, you might become wealthy once tobacco grew in the Jamestown Colony. First English settlement to succeed. I say, ooh, it's the Jamestown Colony. Be safe. I'll see you next time. I think my stream's still going. You know what? Let's see if we can get this chat going. I was expecting to end it at this time, but let's see if I can finally get this chat going. It's really being a little bit weird. Pop out chat. Thank you for bringing smiles to my students' faces. You're welcome. Please, I need them for quarantine. Let's see. Let me just take a look at what I'm seeing over here. Let's see. Is there a way? I see some people did super chats. I'm trying to see if there's a way I could see who actually did them. Moderate timestamp. I can't. If you did a super chat, thank you so much for that. I can't tell who you are right now, but it's very much appreciated, especially since it's guaranteed that this is going to be copyright claimed by about 9 different publishing houses. Wow. When the chat gets going, the chat kept on freezing with me. Can you post the lists of songs that you have played? You know what? Why don't I put that on Instagram? I'll take a picture of that. Plus, I'm going to also make this performance available for people to watch in case like they were in a class and they weren't allowed to actually, or for timing reasons, they weren't able to actually watch it live. So I'll make that available. Wow, you've been watching since Cold War. Great. Was that Cold War Berlin or the Cold War Review? Chicken nuggets. Wow, these are going by so fast. This is by far the best live I've ever done. You don't know how nice this is feeling to me. You know what? I wish I knew some of the other songs so I could do an encore for you. Ooh, well, I can say One Bad Cat. Thank you for that super chat. Much appreciated. I went out. I bought a guitar just for this. I haven't had a guitar in about 2 years or something like that. So, I went out and bought one just for you guys. So thank you so much. Let's see. I don't even know how Discord works. I'm old. I'm way older than you think, or maybe I'm not. But I'm trying to say Ms. Cosgrove. No, Ms. McLaurin. Ms. McLaurin a lot I'm seeing in here. Right now everything's just moving by so fast. I can't even tell. I just want to thank you guys for watching the channel. Let's get to 100K so that we can do this again. We can go over the second half of American history. I have a ton of songs for that, and I need a good excuse to play them. So I think I'm going to give the actual goodbye right now. So be safe, stay safe. I'll see you next time.